Hey pups, RB here and welcome back to another Veggietales review. Today's review is going to involve the fourth installment of the series, Rack, Shack, and Benny. The retelling of the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In Phil Vischer's words in a behind-the-scenes involving the episode, he wanted to create a Monty Python version of the story to retell the story in his own way of Veggietales. To be honest, well, I'll give up my opinion after the review is over. That being said, shall we begin? Skipping to the countertop scene, we see Bob and... Wait a second. Where the heck is Larry? Did he sleep in? Did he get caught in traffic? Was there a line over at McDonald's or Burger King while getting him and Bob lunch out of the show? And wanted to do it early and forgot to text Bob he was going to be late? Oh wait, text messaging didn't exist then. This was 1995. Never mind. Forget about the texting thing I said earlier. Wherever Larry is, he's one late Lucy. Oh wait, never mind, he was probably in his dressing room or...
Are you okay?
What the heck was that? Did he bump into something?
Whoa, excuse me.
Bob, I think we should call the Veggie Hospital to be sure Larry's alright.
Larry? Yeah, Bob? Over here. Oh, yeah?
Wait, is he wearing an oven mitt on his head?
Oh, you noticed my new hat. They're all the rage. Simply everyone is wearing them. Yep, but you can't see where you're going. Isn't that a little dangerous?
I'm on Bob with this one, Larry. You can't see anything, you almost fell into a toaster, bumped into some pots and pans it sounded like. You could have been killed, man!
This is the look. Without this oven mitt on my head, I just wouldn't be cool.
It doesn't matter if it's cool or not. You need to take it off so you can see again. Speaking of which, this is about to talk about the letter they got from a kid named Dexter Wilmington of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Having a friend named Billy who watches the show Dexter knows is bad, and Billy says if he doesn't watch it, it means he's uncool. But what gets me is they don't really mention the show. It could be Beavis and Butthead or The Simpsons. I'll say it's both. $20 if it's both, and they're just keeping it a secret. So what does Larry do?
You know, Bob. Over here, Larry. You know, Bob. I think we need Cordy for this one. I'll be right back. Larry, watch out for the sink. Ouch.
We'll get back to them once the story's over. Cutting to the story, we get the narration and soon the character reveal of George. Not sure what kind of vegetable he is, but he also starred in The Toy That Saved Christmas, then returned to Tomato Sawyer and Huckleberry Larry. Though he is one of Veggietales' minor characters, he's one heck of a storyteller, which leads us into the song that starts off the story.
Good morning, George. How are you? I hope you're feeling fine. I'd love to stay and talk, but it's almost 8 o'clock and I haven't got the time.
Honestly, I love songs like this. You know, I should sing it to my boss. Wonder how that would work out. Good morning, boss. How are you? I hope you're doing fine. I'll have to stay and talk, but it's nearly 12 o'clock and we do not have the time. Have you had too much coffee this morning again? Yeah, that wouldn't work out too good. This is where I meet another new Veggie character, Mr. Lunt. Mr. Nezer's lackey, so to speak. Who's Mr. Nezer? Well, we'll get to him later. Unfortunately, Lunt's not a very nice co-manager. See for yourself.
Excuse me, Mr. Lunt, but I've got an injury.
Now get back on the line. You'll be just fine.
See? Not even gonna call 911 on one of the employees for an anvil injury. How is this chocolate bunny factory still running in business? Well, then we finally meet Rack, Shack, and Benny, played by Bob, Jr., and Larry. Of course, the song pretty much explains how they don't get breaks until 3 in the afternoon for lunch, and if they stop working for just a second, they're fired. That's factory work and poor management for you. The scene then cuts back to George explaining briefly about Mr. Nezer and his factory.
Nebby K. Nezer. Now, Mr. Nezer's not a bad man. He just gets confused sometimes.
We then see Mr. Nezer give a special announcement, having sold its 2 millionth chocolate bunny, and to celebrate, he allows all his employees to eat as many bunnies as they want, and they quite literally pig out on the bunnies. Hashtag me when I'm hungry. Cut to Rack, Shack, and Benny eating bunnies as well. But Jack reminds them that too much of a good thing like chocolate bunnies is also a bad thing.
We shouldn't eat very much candy because it's not very good for us.
Oh, why wasn't I told this earlier? Excuse me. Rack and Benny continue to eat the bunnies until Shaq creates a feels fest talking about how he remembers a song his mom used to sing to him when he was a baby. Here's a clip.
Know that wherever you are, it is never too far. If you think of me, I'll be with you.
I think I'm gonna cry. And it looks like Rack and Benny are on my boat too. Basically, Shaq remembers this song to remember his mother and everything he's been taught by her, and finally talks sense into Rack and Benny, and they do the same. But can't say the same thing for the other guys. That's when Mr. Nezzer decides to appear to have been praised with thanks, but everyone is pretty much in a chocolate bunny coma. Except for Rack, Shaq, and Benny, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Nezzer, for your lovely gift of chocolate. Yeah, thanks!
Mr. Nezzer, impressed by their continuation to stand up, decides to make them junior executives. Not without getting their names first.
What are your names, boys?
I'm Shadrach.
I'm Meshach.
I'm a bumblebee.
Oh man, Larry, you were my kind of guy. With that, the boys did what they thought was right, and it paid off for now, hinted by George. But by the next day, Mr. Nezzer says he was thinking about the Nezzer chocolate bunny, and think about how people could love the bunny more if it was bigger, literally and figuratively speaking. No, seriously, he had the idea of making a 90-foot tall bunny statue, which, I mean, seems like a cool idea in hindsight, but with like every wonderful thing in the world, like video games, there's always a catch. In my case, you either had to purchase the game online or physical copy, and sometimes you had to purchase things in said games. In this case, well, I'll let Mr. Nezzer explain.
And it's gonna be a beautiful thing when everybody bows down and sings the bunny song.
Now, here's where I had to address the elephant in the room. The original song had lyrics like, I don't love my mom or the dad, just the bunny. And, I won't go to church, and I won't go to school. That stuff is for sissies, but bunnies are cool. This in turn backfired on Phil when he wrote the song. Or was it Mike? I can't remember. With the kids singing the song because of how catchy it is, and parents complaining that it had a bad influence on their kids. I mean, that was a song we're not supposed to sing, but folks sing it. Heck, there's even song covers of the original on YouTube. I know we're not supposed to sing the bunny song, but it's so dang catchy! That's when Phil remade it into the new and improved bunny song, and switched lyrics to I don't love my soup or my bread, and I won't eat no beans, and I won't eat tofu, to the DVD and VHS re-releases of the episode, but I think the damage was already done in 1995 when the episode was made. Or was it 1994? I can't remember now. No, we had him right, it's 1995. Still, the song itself is pretty catchy. But I'm more partial to the original rather than the remake. I also like the new and improved version too. With that aside, it doesn't really look like Rack, Shaq, and Benny are Nezzer's #1 fans when it comes to this song. When Mr. Nezzer asks their opinions on the song, as soon as he's finished, Rack asks what would happen if someone disagreed with the song and decides not to sing it. Nezzer basically tells them that if they don't bow down and sing the song, he throws them into the furnace because they're a bad bunny. Kinda reminds me of a younger version of me when I hated all sorts of criticism. I'm more accepting of it now. While it does make me nervous and anxious at times because of destructive criticism made on me, I'm more open to positive ones that can actually help me improve on my videos, artwork, stories, etc. That's why I bought myself a new video editor. Still getting used to it, by the way. And it also reminds me of those people who say they can handle critique, but in reality they don't, and threaten anyone or anything that dares point out anything they did wrong or need improvement on. Someone make a meme of that. Please, I want to see a meme of that. Please, I want to see this as a meme. Nezzer, being positive that his junior executives won't do that, gets ready for the ceremony, and George asks us this question.
Well, what would you do if you were them?
For those watching, pause the video right now and leave a comment down below on what you would do if you were Rack, Shaq, and Benny. And also, please try to keep them to a PG level. Otherwise, it's getting removed if it's above PG-13. But what I would do if I were them, I'd just report Mr. Nezzer to the authorities, and maybe even the head company if he isn't already the head of Nezzer Chocolate Bunny Co. Because 1, it's wrong, 2, it's wrong, and 3, it's wrong! Anywho, we skip right into the ceremony where it all begins. The huge bunny statue is presented, and now the time has come. All the employees bow down and sing the bunny song, or at least I think they are. All I hear is music, no singing. Maybe it's just starting and everyone's getting ready to sing. I don't know. That's when Mr. Lunt and Mr. Nezzard take notice of Rack, Shack, and Benny, still standing and not singing the bunny song or bowing down to the statue. Confronting them, they try to see if peer pressure, get it, lesson for the episode, will work on them, along with Laura trying to get them to sing. While she's joining in on the peer pressure, she's probably doing it to keep them from being thrown into the furnace, and the outcome follows as such.
Think of me every day.
Is that the bunny song?
No, I don't think so.
And I'll be close to you, even
And Mr. Nezzard reacts with pure positivity and loves the song and decides to spare Rack, Shack, and Benny's lives, and everyone lives happily ever after, the end. Just kidding. He has them thrown into the furnace,
God sees them! Take them to the furnace!
giving Laura an idea on having a rescue plan. Which goes to the break for the silly song with Larry. And this silly song is The Dance of the Cucumber. To make it short, sweet, and simple and straight to the point, I like it, and it's really funny.
Bob is really angry. I hope he doesn't catch me. It's so hard to run with the sombrero on my head.
Now back to the episode. Back with the boys, they're about to be thrown into the furnace as Nezzard gives them one more last chance. But they stand firm in their beliefs, which Mr. Nezzard does not like it, and has them thrown into the furnace, until Laura saves them, enabling a chase scene through the rather large vents of the factory, and until they come across a dead end after losing 2 of the guards. Mr. Nezzard's second attempt to throw Rack, Shack, and Benny into the furnace was almost committed until Laura unplugs the machine. Then, by some horrible happening, or whatever you call it, the boys fall into the furnace as the back of the truck is either broken or opened or whatever, and everyone died. The end. Just kidding. God save them from the fiery furnace. With Mr. Nezzard seeing the error of his ways, the boys forgive him and teach him their own song, Stand. Honestly, I may not be a huge fan of the song, but it does have a nice message. Stand up for what you believe in. And in my opinion, it doesn't have to be in a religious meaning, of course. It could be standing up for what you believe in within whatever you believe is right. For me, it's being whoever you want to be and not caring about what others think of you because they hate us, baby.
He'll stand with you. Oh,
You know, now that the episode's over, I wonder how Bob and Larry are doing. And I wonder if Larry was able to get out of the sink. Let's find out.
Oh, you're back. Well, I still haven't been able to get Larry out of the sink.
I want to get out, Bob.
Oh well, time to talk about what we've learned today.
You see, we know that God's word is for everyone, and now that our song is done, we'll take a hey, that's cold.
Ha! Funny stuff, Bob and Larry. Funny stuff. After the recap, Larry ends up having a panic attack about not getting out of the sink again.
And now I can't get out of here. I'm gonna be stuck here forever, and people are gonna set plates on my head, and I'm never gonna get to go to the circus or run through the fresh cut grass or feel the ocean breathe in my hair as I pilot.
Whoa, Larry, calm down, dude. Bob's gonna figure something out, which he always does. Bob has a plan to jump on one end of the spoon while Larry stands at the other end, which in turn saves Larry from the sink dangers. Later after the verse of
Cephalopians. Sicilians. Cephalopians.
Larry, it's Thessalonians. Lone-ians.
Bob? Thessalonians.
Thanks, Bob. We end the episode with... Wait, Larry, what are you doing? What about Bob? Oh well. Maybe it'll be fixed later? Anywho, on to my thoughts and opinions of the episode. Did I love it or hate it? Well, let's see. Rack, Shack, and Benny was released in October of 1995. The episode was more infamous for the bunny song, which recreated the new and improved bunny song for the Very Silly Songs VHS, and the lesser-known remake of the bunny song. I remember loving this episode a lot as a kid growing up, but my thoughts on it now, while it's not one of my favorites of all time, but it still holds as a true blue veggie classic among many others. Plus, it was an improvement from the first 3 episodes, and the Big Idea team has grown a lot since then, both figuratively and literally speaking. That being said, my final thoughts on the episode was that it was good, but it wasn't great, but I still liked it. As a rating, I give it a 4.5 stars out of 5. And that's all for this video, pups. Although, I got this feeling that I forgot something.
I'd like to get out now.
Oh, well, I'm sure it's not that important. That being said, cue the outro. RP is out. Peace!